And hello and welcome everybody. My name's VDM and it's another video of modding Skyrim. In our last and first video made by me, I show you a basic guide how to mod Skyrim. We installed very basic mods you need to play Skyrim normally and properly in 2K25. So, what we're gonna do today? Today we would install some body replacers, presets, and many more. So, let's get into it. And the first mod I wanna introduce you, it's an alternate perspective, an alternate start. Now, let's remember how the vanilla Skyrim begins. You're finally awake in a carriage which imperial bunnies are carrying you to the Helgen for an execution. I'm sorry for that word. YouTube, please don't ban me. I don't even know. May I say it or not? But with this mod, now you are able to start an alternate way. You can choose who you are and who you be. A main quest line does not start automatically. You are starting in a special room where you choose who you are and what your way would be. An alternate perspective and an alternate perspective voiced add-on. You need to download them both. So, just for now, after downloading and installation, I would show you that mod in-game. What are we gonna doing? Basically, just mod manager download, and here we have some requirement. FuzRoda, silent voice, and JContainers Special Edition. That plugins are especially mandatory to make that mods work. How we are downloading them? Simply enough. So, FuzRoda silent voice does not have requirements at all, and JContainers are just require SKSE Skyrim Special Edition or SKSE 64 plugin, which we already have installed. So let's do it, and let's install that mods already. So, FuzRoda silent voice, JContainers, and alternate start or the alternate perspective is already installed. We can go further. Alternate perspective voiced add-on, as I said earlier. It's an add-on to make NPCs in Helgen, yes, in Helgen, voiced. I'm endorsing it. It's a very good mod. And, of course, the mod is made by JSerpa, immersive modding king himself. I very recommend you use JSerpa mods. Trust me, he's a king of immersion. So, for alternate perspective voiced add-on, what we need? Only thing we need an alternate perspective itself. So what are we gonna have right there? Alternate perspective voiced add-on and alternate perspective voiced add-on, 2 versions. And look at the downloads. But now, ESL flagged, so it would not bother the ESP limit. Requires an original mod and is compatible with version 3.1.1 of alternate perspective and version 4.0 of alternate perspective. Now I will download that one. Alternate perspective, alternate start. We have it already. Download is simple enough, as you know. And we go further. Here it comes. So I'll be back in a minute. Well, what do we have? There are unresolved file conflicts. First time in our modding history right there. So we have mods conflicting. What are we gonna do? First things first, type more. And what we're gonna see? An alternate perspective voiced Addon is conflicting with an alternate perspective version 4.0.3. How do we resolve it? Just typing show, and now we need to decide which mod goes first. I recommend you to type before all in voiced Addon. Now we are saving and deploying mods. So our conflict is resolved. So right now for the testing I have installed a Rushification for alternate perspective and his voice Addon. It's not mandatory installing a Rushification. Maybe you want to install a German version, French version, Japan version. So the thing is the same. When you first install some localization, their conflict would appear. So what are we gonna do in this situation to make mods work on a language localization you installed for? So simple thing, files, localized files are conflicting with an originals. What are we gonna do? Here, first things first, you need to make localized files be before all and save. Then you deploy mods, and some mods are redundant. And of course, the localization files are redundant. So, what does it mean? It means localization would not work. But what are we gonna do now? We need it to make it work. So now, what are we gonna do? We are typing right mouse button, manage file conflicts, and see. There's alternate perspective Russian TXT. It could be German, it could be French, it could be Japan. Which one you want? I took Russian for a test. We're typing here and typing the localized file. Main ESP stays original, and localization ESP, here we use a localization file. Okay, we save. And now the voice Addon, we are doing the same thing, but here we don't see the localization file. So what we're gonna do? Just simply changing all of them to the localization file. As a localization file is just translated text and it's not a main ESP, when overwriting a main ESP, it overwrites only the localization file, so original ESP stays original and the same, so don't worry about that at all. Now we are saving the file and deploying once again. So now localization is applied, we don't have a conflicts and mods are working. So that's the thing. Under my last video, one of the viewers asked me, does it really works? And I said, of course, try it. And now I'm gonna prove that game is works properly. And we would launch our mods. There is it. It has some little bit issues, but it's no problem. So, game launched. I'm sorry that it's on Russian. We are starting a new game, and of course an alternate perspective menu appears, as you see. And why the freak? Oh, I have deleted one mod, so it's just test version. Yes, character in T-pose, but we will fix it right in the second. So as you see, game works. Now I will fix that problem. Quick save. So lately As you remember, in our last video we installed Finis Sexy Move, which unfortunately did not work, and I have deleted it and have not updated the animation files in Pandora, and that's a reason why our character was T-posing. So I wanted to install a really good animation mod, but unfortunately that mod did not work. What we gonna use instead? Victoria's HighHeels Walk. Exaggerated version for special or anniversary edition. It's a conversion to a special anniversary edition of one old mod of XP32's Victoria's HighHeels. It says it does not have a dependencies and requirements, but you would need an XP32 for it. So now we're gonna download it and install as it intended to be. Please note yourself that that is an animation mode. Just confirm. It is an animation mode, and every time you install an animation mod, you need to run an animation tool. It would be Pandora or it would be Nemesis. You must run it every single time you install an animation mod. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but it does not seem so. Okay, let's check in-game now. And now, as you see, T-posing bug was fixed. And let's see. I don't see that mod is working. Maybe we need some little bit more dependencies. Okay, we're going on. Well, we have installed a mod for HighHeels, but do we have HighHeels? Now, I think many of you think it's really attractive to see a girl walking on high heels. So, Skyrim High Heels Edition replaces all boots and shoes with high heels version in Creation Club, Vanilla and DLC. So what does it does? So what this mod is doing? Simply it replaces all the shoes with a high heels. What have we got? An anniversary edition, body slide and outfit studio we already have, RaceMenu high heels and CBBE 3BA. Well. Now we need to have some body replacers, but first things first, I will try installing it without a body replacer. It should work. Well, mod is installed, but if we go to the game, enter the game right now, it would not work. You ask me why? Cause you need to build those textures. How are we doing it? In the last video we downloaded a body slide and outfit studio, but I had no mods to show you. Now, as you see, we have some mods right there, IB, CBBE, 3BA and other mods. So what are we gonna do? We need a batch build. We are typing there select all and building. Well, that's all. All sets processed successfully. So now entering the game, the file must work. So we have installed our high heels mod, ran it through the body slide and outfit studio, and of course we have installed an animation and ran it through Pandora engine. We yet does not have a body body replacer, but let's try. Maybe it would work. And as you see, after running Pandora, no T-posing, and walk animation works, and look right there. Now our female character has a high heels. So, one nuance about that mod. High-heeled boots are only appear on female characters. So, don't worry if you love to play as a male character would not have high heels. So, as we see, everything works. But we need to have a little bit fixes. Right in a moment. So, what are we gonna fix? Well, you see, sometimes there happens a trouble when high heels are not working correctly and the character is sinking underground. Like, she's not standing on her heels, she stands normally, but heels are sinking. To not have that issues, we need RaceMenu high heels haste fixes. We need a RaceMenu and MCM to make it work properly and correctly. And there is a sitting fix. Look at the issue. Character is sitting in an air or feet are sinking. Now we need that fix to make it work correctly. But what do we need for it? We need a PapyrusUtil modder scripting utility functions. One of many script plugins. RaceMenu, SkyUI, EXP32 and SPID or a Perk item distributor. Of course, it's one of the plugins. What does it need to work? Address library SKSD plugins and Power 3 tweaks, which we already have installed. So let's do it. And one more thing about the Perk item distributor, you will need that mod for many other mods in the future. Confirm, yes. It's no issue if you see something like that and it needs to delete something. A format menu appears. The Perk item distributor is already installed. PapyrusUtils. We have a version for a 1.6.1170 and for GOG version. We need an anniversary edition standard version for Steam if you are playing on Steam, as I said, and if you are playing on a GOG, you are downloading for GOG version. So it's already ready, and now we download the heels fix as we have everything we need to have. And right now, 1 second of immersion. We have high heels, but does they sound as high heels in the main game? No. So we need to have plug and play heel sound, a sound replacer for high heels. It depends, of course, on a high heels 1.6 cc AAE, but it has a soft requirement and it's removed, so we don't even need it. High heels condition spell. It's one simple spell mode which makes your character or other characters unstuck. Conditional high heel idles, idle settings, actor value generator. Actually, they are optional. only we need is RaceMenu on the spell perk item distribution. So let's make it work. And plug and play heals sounds, of course, we need. Of course, everything that is optional, as I said earlier, if you want them, you download. But it's a little bit immersion, as you see. So, mods are installed, and now everything would work. Do you hear? On a carpet, on a wood, and on a bed we have different sounds. So it works. What about the heels fix? So we're going to the options and enabling the fixes. Advanced player fixes, of course. Correct scaled actors, correct scaled non-heals. We don't need a debug login. Now everything works. It would use a spell perk item distribution or SPID and advanced NPC fixes to not have issues. Now it's saved and everything would work much properly. And here comes the moment of installation of body replacers. There are several variants like CBBE or UNP, but I prefer using CBBE because it's slightly better. So in the files, what do we got right there? Unfortunately, I can't show you some photos because they are not safe for war content and I don't want to be banned. So just trust me. We're gonna only download the file right now. So, Caliente's Beautiful Bodies Enhancer or CBBE version 2.0.3 and CBBE Anniversary Edition Creation Club outfits. I recommend you to download both of them. So, there is it. Caliente's Beautiful Bodies Enhanced. First option, body shape. We can choose between slim, curvy or a vanilla shape. I can't show you what is shown right there, because not safe for work. Underwear options. Known to make body completely nude. Underwear or just a never nude options with a regular vanilla underwear. I would go with the underwear. Face options. Dirt to beauty marks. If you want it, go ahead. And face packs to make faces more high poly. Eyebrow options. So there are several of them. I would choose a trimmed light variant because I like it. Underwear options. Normal and revealing, like I would choose some revealing and a color. We can choose the color we want. Once again, that option appears only if you choose an underwear or never nude body option. If you would not choose it, you would not have an option to choose an underwear because your character would be completely naked. Let's it be right. Optional features. SKEE RaceMenu body morphs, more files, body and outfits. Of course we need them. And after an installation we once again have a conflict. And now CBBE files for Anniversary Edition CC content is installed already. So now we're gonna fix some problems. What are we gonna have? HighHeels Special Edition I wanna make to go before save and deploy. Only after we install a CBBE, we are opening a body slide, going to the batch build, meshes and morphs. It's important. Now we are choosing a batch build and simply building it. We go further. Let's wait a little bit, and it should work as it needs to be. Now, one little issue. Sometimes maybe you need to batch build HighHeels once again. So what we are doing? In the filters we are choosing IB CBB HighHeels or IB CBB HighHeels. For CC, I mean both of them, not or. Okay, and batch building them once again. Great. For now, we enter the game. And now, when we have CBBE installed, her body must have a high poly. Must be the high poly. So what is wrong with her face? Let's change her type and look at that. Look at her high poly face. Well, there we are. And if we undress her, we see some new lingerie, we could say, and underwear, and a high poly body meshes. That is Caliente's beautiful bodies enhancer. So what what this mod does to characters. So we have installed a really good body replacer for a female body, but what about the male one? Highly improved male body overall, or HIMBO. It is one and only male body replacer. So what do we have here? Several files, but just see what we need. Body sliding out with Studio, HDT SMP, skinned mesh physics, RaceMenu, the new gentleman, newer alternatives to of Skyrim. Not needed if you plan to use a never nude body, and yes, I will use a never nude body because censorship. I can't tell anything about that modification, but who knows? Those knows. It's a little bit uncensored one. So, what is an HDT SMP, skinned mesh physics? It's a little bit old modification, which gives physics. So, what we need is a faster HDT SMP, which is huge, faster HDT SMP XML SSE files. And SMP-NPC crash fixes, of course. Well, after the download of faster HDT SMP, FOMod installer is appears. So, what we gonna need? Version, CUDA or not CUDA. So, what does it mean? CUDA are NVIDIA GPU cores. So, if you have NVIDIA GPU, you should install it. I have an AMD GPU, so I don't have a CUDA, so I can't. AVX and some other configurations. I don't even know what is AVX. Oh, if your CPU supports it. I'm sorry, I don't even know, so I will leave it as it is. Configuration: install Facegen SMP and MCM menu. I recommend you installing with an MCM menu. Here we leave everything as it is, and we can't even choose anything. Thanks. Finish. And the faster HDT SMP is installed. Very well. And now, finally, we install a highly improved male body overhaul, or HIMBO. But note, there are 3 versions. HIMBO core file, which is mandatory for work, and DLC files. Dragonborn, Downguard, and something like that, and CC refits for your files. Well, as you guessed already, you need all 3 of them. So let's begin and download them right now. Let's start on download. All the mods are all 3 of them are more than gigabyte and a half. They are huge, trust me, and it would need some huge time, not very huge time, but real good time to download. I'll be back when everything is finished. Well, there's one issue, guys. Sometimes HIMBO works awful. Invisible body mod simply does not works, and it has biggest problems. What I have experienced right now once again. I don't know why, but HIMBO is very much buggy. So use the TNG instead. Yes, I said we don't need it, but trust me, now we need it. And one warning. This mod is not safe for work. So I can't show you some photos of it. Okay, we have a foam mod installer to the new gentleman. High poly meshes. It's a compatibility file we don't even need. So, okay, confirmation. Okay, deleting. And now, yep, what we see. The new gentleman is conflicting with the CBBE. Just make it go further. After we installed a new gentleman, of course we go to the body slide. In body slide we find a TNG and building the meshes. Right now I will show you what is it. So there is our character with a TNG mod. I have already deleted HIMBO, but it works analogically. And if we remove his clothes, as you see, he has a very high poly body. I can't show you what happened there below, because we have no censorship in this mode, but like everything works quite good. So this is HIMBO. I mean, this is TNG, the new gentleman mod, which gives a male characters a high poly skin. So now when we have the male and the female body replacers already installed, I will show you how to install presets via Vortex Mod Manager. And the preset we use we will use is a Daenerys of the Dragon Queen. First things first, we need to check the requirements. And the first is Bijin skin. UNP and CBBE. There are several versions for CBBE, for UNP, for 2K and 4K body, and of course an 8K body. I will use a regular 2K. There we have a browse mod. To have your browse beautiful, we need that either. Now vortex will pop up, of course. Next one, the browse for probably for special edition, how it says. It's a Hvergelmir aesthetic browse, and we need them to have for high poly head. What is high poly head, you ask me? It's a mod which turns player heads high poly. I have already downloaded it, and it does not have a direct link in a Vortex. It have a Google Disk link, but I will leave the link below the video. Now we're going to install the high poly head version 1.4. And now we will make some choices. What are we going to need here? Of course, a face morph will be expressive Facegen morphs. Facial animations will be included because we will download that mods. High poly vanilla here, I don't need it. I will have a better variant. Symmetrical faces for females and a one per head fix. And that's all. Everything is ready. Now, Bijin skin. It's a little bit nude mod. So we have a version. Public or shaved. I would have a shaved in a 4K. Now the body, I would need to censor that. I would choose a default curvy body and 4K head with no moles. Vampire diffuse version, of course, 4K realistic no moles. Alternate North face, alternate vampire face. And for specular maps, 4K default. Bijin skin would be also default, and makeup also default as it recommended. Cheeks, I wanna choose a pretty variant. Finish. We are ready. Oh, not yet. Hvergelmir's aesthetics, browse. I'm choosing here full install, and of course as a resolution I would choose an ultra one. And finish. Browse for high poly head. Install. Now we have some unresolving file conflicts. Let's see what is conflicting. Bijin skin, Caliente's body, and new gentleman. Of course, Bijin skin goes first, then goes browse, and that's all. Now we deploy mods. But we have not yet finished on requirements of the preset. Now we need some expressive Facegen animations. That is a Facegen morphs, which needs a RaceMenu, and Facegen animations for female characters. Let's do that. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I have already downloaded one of them. But as you see, it's a simple download, so you don't need to be worried. Of course, it's already installed with no issues and no problems. Then, eyes. Beautiful, beautiful eyes. Mikan Eyes. Added for human races, as it says, but I'm pretty sure in other races it would be also good to use. The next step, we need some proper hair, and we have a fantastic mod called KS Hairdos. That is a standard version of mod KS Hairdos Skyrim Special Edition, which has variations for female, for male, or all in one. But we have another variation. It's Hairdos HDT SMP, a hair with the physics. Unfortunately, that mod only supports a female here. But what are we gonna do? In a standard version, we are downloading just only male version, and then we download SMP version. We need faster HDT SMP, RaceMenu, and Skyrim script extender. So let's go ahead. And of course, one more additional mod I want to show you, which would be needed in the future if you want to install some functions for some jiggly boobies. CBPC, Physics with Collision for Skyrim Special, Anniversary Edition and VR. What are we gonna need for it? Oops, I'm sorry. Finis on Nemesis, of course it works on Pandora. Skyrim Script Extender and XP32 Maximum Skeletal Extended. No problem, we have them all. And what have we got here? Of course we have a main file, balance configs for 3BA, PUNP and Coco. Now we don't need it, and no needed miscellaneous files. Just first one, and we go ahead and have a physics with collisions. And of course, here it comes. I'll be back after everything is installed properly. Well, Hairdos already is on an installation. So what we do? We can install a base file or with the weeks. Crafted as a Skyforge and given to followers that are optional. Default body collision is for CBBE. Use body slide to apply your own body instead. I'm gonna give it a try and a wig options. CBBE by default, and we need a CBBE. Now, CBPC Physics with Collisions. Only choice we have is a special edition for the Steam, and there is a version for GOG and the VR. We need the last version, of course, and body shape. I will choose the CBB curvy version. FPS selection. I had a screen of 60 FPS, so I don't need a 120 FPS variant. I choose that one. Bounce config, jiggliest. Everything I leave there as it is, and I don't need a gravity config. Who knows what it is? Those know. And I'm sorry I can't show you a jiggle physics in game, because as you know I don't want to be banned. Well, everything is installed. What's next? We have already installed all the dependencies for the preset. What we gonna do next? Just simply download the preset as it is. And if you are using a mod manager, game would automatically detect it and send it where it needs. So it's not a mod, it's a preset, so it must be installed in an SKSE file, as I remember. But we are installing via mod manager, so we must not have any issues with that. Let's get into it. So there was one issue which appeared in my game. An SMP version of Hairdos for female. Here, how could I say it? Hair was invisible, and I had to install a female version of a regular mod, like that one. And please don't repeat my mistakes. You could install a full version and only then install an SMP version for your characters. And right now I will go and try to see what would happen. I think it must work. And yes, one more thing. After installing KS Hairdos, be sure you run it in body slide and build it. So, there we are, there is our character. And now, how do we install a downloaded preset? Look, we are going to the second stage in a RaceMenu, and if we use a gamepad, just simply type or click to your left stick, and there is 3 J slot. There is our preset. Simply choosing it, and voila! Everything works as it needs. So here we are. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but SMP here does not work. Some jiggly physics are working, by the way. SMP here unfortunately does not appear to work, but in the future videos I will try to fix it. Well, what did we done today? We have installed some hair, some body replacers, the preset, and physics plugins. Of course, a high poly head for our character must have a high poly head. Of course, the physics we have, and some needed plugins for our game. And by that, our game is making more, it becomes, more and more realistic. In the very next video, I will show you how to install the most modern combat mods. And just for now, thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for all my watchers, and until we meet again. Bye bye.